Disclaimer. This conversation is a fictional dramatization created for illustrative purposes and is not intended to serve as medical advice. If you or someone you know is experiencing symptoms of a mental health condition or any other concern, please consult a licensed healthcare professional or mental health specialist. Always seek the advice of qualified medical professionals for diagnosis and treatment options. Emily had always been drawn to children. From a young age, she was the one volunteering to babysit her neighbors' kids or helping out with the younger children in her family. Her nurturing nature was undeniable, and as she grew older, it became clear that working with children was her true calling. After college, Emily pursued a career as a preschool teacher, a role she embraced wholeheartedly. She loved the energy and curiosity of the little ones in her care and found joy in helping them discover the world around them. Her classroom was a vibrant haven of creativity, laughter, and learning, and Emily was known for her patience and warmth. But it wasn't just her job that fueled her passion for children. Emily spent her weekends volunteering at a local community center, organizing activities for underprivileged kids. Whether it was storytelling sessions, art projects, or simply listening to their dreams, Emily had a way of making every child feel seen and valued. Despite the fulfillment she found in her work, Emily always dreamed of having a child of her own. She often imagined what it would feel like to hold her baby for the first time, to watch them grow and discover the world. Motherhood, to her, was the ultimate expression of love and purpose, a role she had been preparing for her entire life. When Emily and her husband, Tom, learned they were expecting their first child, she was overjoyed. The months leading up to Noah's birth were filled with anticipation and careful planning. Emily poured her heart into creating the perfect nursery, picking out storybooks and toys she hoped her child would love. Her excitement was infectious, and everyone around her could see how ready she was to embark on this new chapter. When she gave birth to her son, Noah, she was overwhelmed with love and joy. The birth went smoothly, and she felt ready to embrace this new chapter in her life. Yet, beneath the surface of her excitement, there was an unsettling sense of worry she couldn't ignore. First, it was small, fleeting thoughts. Emily would find herself constantly checking on Noah while he slept, making sure he was breathing, adjusting the baby monitor repeatedly. But those thoughts began to grow, transforming into something much more intrusive. She started imagining worst-case scenarios. What if Noah wasn't safe in his crib? What if something terrible happened to him and she couldn't prevent it? The worst were the disturbing thoughts she couldn't bring herself to say aloud. She loved her son deeply, yet she found herself plagued by terrifying ideas. What if she accidentally hurt him? These thoughts became her constant, unwanted companions, and no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't shake them. As weeks passed, Emily's anxiety intensified. She became consumed by the need to ensure Noah's safety. She avoided situations where she was alone with him, worried that she might somehow forget to lock the front door or that someone might break in and harm them both. Her mind raced endlessly. Thoughts of germs, choking hazards, even the car seat safety during rides. The more she tried to push the thoughts away, the more vivid and relentless they became. She began to perform rituals to ease her fear, washing her hands repeatedly, inspecting Noah's room for any potential dangers, checking the locks on the doors and windows over and over. One afternoon, as she was feeding Noah, a sudden wave of panic swept over her. She imagined accidentally harming him during the feeding. Her hands trembled and she put the bottle down, her heart pounding. The intrusive thoughts felt so real, and the fear of acting on them left her terrified. Emily's husband, Tom, began noticing her struggles. She was no longer the excited, glowing mother he had seen before. She seemed drained, not just from the sleepless nights, but from a deeper, relentless battle within. She withdrew from him, avoided certain situations, and spent long hours locked in the bathroom, obsessively washing her hands or checking things over and over. One evening, Tom decided to approach her gently. He asked if she was okay, if she might need help. It was as though a dam had broken. Emily burst into tears, confessing the thoughts that had haunted her. "What if I hurt him?" she cried. "I don't know why I'm thinking these things. I love him so much, but I'm scared. I don't know what to do anymore." Tom listened, his heart breaking for her. He suggested they reach out to her doctor. Though hesitant at first, Emily knew she couldn't continue this way. She agreed to seek help. At her doctor's office, Emily laid bare her fears and anxieties. The doctor listened carefully before explaining that Emily's symptoms pointed to postpartum obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD. She learned that OCD is marked by intrusive, distressing thoughts, obsessions, that cause overwhelming anxiety. To manage that anxiety, individuals often perform repetitive actions or rituals, known as compulsions. In Emily's case, her thoughts about harming Noah weren't a reflection of her true intentions, but rather an expression of her anxiety. Her compulsions, constant washing, checking, and avoiding situations, were her mind's way of seeking control over the uncontrollable. The doctor reassured Emily that postpartum OCD was treatable. She wasn't alone. Many new mothers experienced obsessive thoughts, though some, like hers, became severe and difficult to manage. Emily's treatment plan involved cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, an effective approach for OCD, and medication in the form of selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs. These antidepressants would help reduce her anxiety and obsessive thoughts. She began working with a therapist who specialized in OCD. Through therapy, Emily learned to confront her intrusive thoughts without giving in to compulsions. Her therapist helped her understand that having these thoughts didn't mean she would act on them. Slowly, Emily learned to tolerate the discomfort of the thoughts and let them pass without engaging in rituals. Tom became an integral part of Emily's recovery. He learned how to support her without reinforcing her compulsions and encouraged her to stay consistent with her therapy. Over time, Emily began to notice changes. The intrusive thoughts became less frequent, less powerful. She started regaining her confidence as a mother, enjoying her time with Noah without fear overshadowing every moment. As her symptoms improved, Emily, with her doctor's guidance, began to slowly taper off her medication. She felt stronger, more in control. Her bond with Noah deepened, and the joy of motherhood became more vivid than ever before. A year later, Emily looked back on her journey with a mix of pride and gratitude. She had come so far from those dark, anxious days. Her experience taught her that postpartum OCD didn't define her as a mother. It was an illness, one that could be treated, managed, and overcome with the right help. She learned that seeking support was a sign of strength, not weakness. And most importantly, she realized that she was not alone. Through her story, Emily hoped to shed light on the realities of postpartum OCD, reminding others that help is available and recovery is possible. Mothers like her could face the challenges of mental health and come out stronger, thriving in their roles as parents. Postpartum OCD involves intrusive thoughts, obsessions, about harming the baby or other disturbing scenarios, and compulsive behaviors like checking or cleaning, to reduce anxiety. It is a treatable condition through cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and medication, such as SSRIs. Mothers experiencing obsessive thoughts are not alone, and seeking help is crucial for recovery. Support from family and therapy is vital to managing postpartum OCD and overcoming the fear and anxiety it causes.